Finally, we have some concrete Brooklyn Nets news. It was reported by The Athletic yesterday that Kyrie Irving is opting in to his $37 million player option for the 2022-23 season in order to fulfill his commitment to the Nets and to All-Star teammate Kevin Durant. The news warrants a sigh of relief for most Nets fans, as earlier this week it was reported that Kyrie was seeking sign and trade options. However, some may still wonder what his choice will tangibly mean for the Nets on the court. Questions of commitment have clouded Kyrie's tenure in Brooklyn. He's only played 103 games in his 3 seasons with the team and has missed time for a wide, and I mean wide, variety of reasons. All things considered, it's certainly worth reminding ourselves what Irving can bring to the table and how his presence has a ripple effect. When Irving played last season, he was something else. Overall, Uncle Drew averaged 27.4 points and 5.8 assists per game. Additionally, he held an effective field goal percentage of 55%, shot 91.5% from the charity stripe, and boasted a career-best 41.8% from behind the arc. The caveat to all of these stats is that Kyrie only competed in 29 contests. However, the fact remains that he brings elite handles and a sense of spacing that allows him to consistently put the ball in the hoop. His playmaking shows some flashes of excellence, but Kyrie is far more comfortable taking control himself. Thankfully for the Nets, it appears that ball movement will come more easily this season when one considers the returning cast of characters and how they're affected by the star point guard's decision to opt in. As it stands, Joe Harris is set to return from an ankle injury that kept him out for the vast majority of last season. When healthy, Harris is a solid spot-up shooter that can go on intense hot streaks from behind the arc. Just 2 seasons ago, he shot a career-best 47.5% from three-point land and was a key piece of the team's offensive scheme. Skill set-wise, Seth Curry is very similar to Joe Harris. He's a streaky scorer that can contribute from just about anywhere on the court. And of course, one would be remiss if they didn't mention the complete player that is KD. It's no secret what he brings to the table. The only things that the seasoned vet can hope for are a clean bill of health and a committed supporting crew. Kyrie's on-court presence will do wonders for Brooklyn's offensive output. Being so deadly with the ball, he'll take some defensive attention away from Durant, and the combination of KD and Kyrie will ensure that Harris and Curry get more open looks on the perimeter. Further, having Kyrie could potentially justify a future trade for a big man. GM Sean Marks is surely aware that at the moment, Brooklyn has quite a few assassins from the perimeter, but there is not a definitive defensive presence that stifles the opposition. Free agents Nicholas Claxton and Bruce Brown may return, but both are still developing as players, and neither are a sure thing given the financials at play. There is one other net that could be impacted now that Kyrie is in, but it's hard to call him a returning talent given that he's not yet played a single game in black and white. If he's healthy, Ben Simmons will be eligible to hoop for the Nets next season. He didn't play last year due to back troubles and a variety of other reasons, but just 2 years ago, Simmons was undeniably effective in Philadelphia. He averaged 14.3 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 6.9 assists per game while being selected as an All-Star and receiving NBA All-Defensive First Team honors. Many have criticized the LSU product's shooting ability and overall level of commitment to basketball, but it is highly possible that his unique skill set could complement what KD and Kyrie have cooking. Simmons prefers to facilitate. This could take some pressure off of Irving to playmake. On the defensive side of things, Simmons has the size to handle just about anyone on the court if need be. This could help take Durant away from some situations that produce wear and tear over the course of an 82-game season. In true Brooklyn fashion, let's be blunt. The last year of Nets basketball has been quite the soap opera. Health mandates, personal choices, and devastating injuries all formed intense conditions that kept the team from making a deep playoff run. Ultimately, it's still fully possible that the front office attempts to trade Irving at some point, but if things stay somewhat stable from here on out, the currently constructed Brooklyn Nets could be in for one last run at a chip. The core of Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant have all been under intense scrutiny after a heartbreaking end to last season. With buzzwords such as selfish being thrown around, many are expecting the next campaign to be a somewhat lackluster event. But it's important to remember that none of these players have ever proven to be conformists in the past. Why would they start now? Kyrie made the first move, and while we might not know what's to come, this season will almost certainly boast a classic melting pot of personalities, storylines, and duels on the hardwood. With WFUV Sports, I'm Colin Loughran.